Hello everybody, welcome back to the Protestant Education channel. Today we are going to be talking about 6 more Protestant YouTubers you should watch, but I want to do a couple of housekeeping things here first. First, I want to explain why I'm making this video. So I watch a decent amount of Christian YouTube, and I watch a lot of Eastern Orthodox, I watch a lot of Catholics, I watch a lot of evangelicals, and I watch a lot of Protestants. I watch a little bit of everybody. And I feel like classical Protestantism is underrepresented in the online YouTube space especially. And so I want to be recommending channels that are within that space. With, again, one exception, and I'll explain that a little later on. When we get to him, I think he's the first one on this list here. Yeah, he is. But before we get into that, I also want to issue a minor correction to the last video. I don't know how it happened. I don't know why it happened. But on Lucas Curico, I don't know why I wrote it in my script as U for the middle initial. It should be M, I believe. But now he goes by Method Ministries on YouTube. So if you are looking for that channel, I think if you still put in Lucas M. Curico, Method Ministries comes up, but double check on that. And yeah, so with that being said, let's get into it here. So number one, and this is the exception here, the Lord's Giant. This guy has very quickly become one of my favorite Christian YouTubers, if not my favorite Christian YouTuber. I think I would put him second to maybe Gospel Simplicity. I really like how he handles tertiary issues. He reminds me a lot of how Gavin handles them. And I also want to highlight that I like how he treats mental health subject matter in Christianity. I think a lot of Christians online, when they talk about mental health, come across as either dismissive or performative. And it's not me making accusations, because I don't honestly think it's purposeful. I really don't think it's a purposeful performance or dismissal. I think that mental health is a very difficult thing to talk about, and a lot of people lack the tact to talk about it without coming across like that, because it is a very difficult subject matter to discuss. And I think he does a very good job of handling that well. He does a very good job of handling charitability, and he has that tact to talk about it without coming across as dismissive or performative. And I really appreciate that. I also like how he's not afraid to call things out that he doesn't like, but he never really seems to do it from an authoritative place. He's never like, oh, well, this is bad, ipso facto, 100%. He's just like, no, I don't like this, and this is why. This is my opinion. And I can appreciate that. I really like that. I think it goes a long way to demonstrate one's charitability. Now, I should note here that I'm not really sure what denomination he's in, and I also know that he doesn't make a big deal about denominations or denominational loyalty. So that is a triage, tertiary issue, a call back to the last video for you there, that I don't really worry about. I know that he doesn't, I already read that part. So I could be wrong as far as the Protestant point, because I'm unsure, but I really like the guy. And I think more people should watch him. So, number 2, Christ Parency. So this is a YouTuber that I collaborated with a while ago. And I watched a few of his videos before the conversation to kind of get an idea of him before we talked. And I think he's a very intelligent guy. I watch his videos pretty regularly now. So he's a Presbyterian. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of Presbyterians on this video. Since the last one, we had a good amount of Anglicans and Methodists. I felt it was only fair if we throw in a few more Lutherans and Presbyterians in the second go around here. So yeah, but something that sticks out to me about him is his deliberate mission to combat misconceptions. From the channel description to the video intros to the channel name even being a play on the word transparency. In the world of Protestant apologetics and Protestant YouTube, we often get misconceptions levied at us. Oh, you guys are all low church. You guys don't have succession. You guys don't have valid sacraments. You guys took out $10. You've heard it And you've heard it, I've heard it, all of that. And I like that in the world of Protestant apologetics, there is somebody specifically targeting these misconceptions, not just uploading one video one time. Well, again, that is great, but this is a more specialized thing. Like how, again, I don't really focus on that. I try to focus on education, on this is what this is, and sometimes have a little bit more personable content like this stuff. Yeah, but even outside of interdenominational agreements, there are many misconceptions about what the Bible says. It's a 2,000-year-old book, in some cases older, that people have been misquoting or adding or subtracting context from for centuries, which is why this tackling of misconceptions is important. And it's a very Protestant idea, this idea of always reforming, of always, double checking things against Scripture and making sure that things are right. So number 3, Tyler J. Blanchard. Tyler is somewhat new to the YouTube space as far as I can tell. And so far, I like both the incorporation of his Bible collection and his PCUSA focused content. I think a lot of us Operation Reformation people are focused on the broader end of that mission, speaking on mainline Protestantism in general. What I like about Tyler is his specific focus in the PCUSA specifically. Now, he doesn't really have too much on his channel currently, but so far I really like what I've seen and would strongly recommend him to anybody interested in the success of this mainline Reformation project. I really wish I had more to say about Tyler, and, maybe I will as he keeps going here. But so far, really like his stuff. Absolutely give him a watch, give him a subscribe, check him out. So, number 4, we're going to go with Anglican aesthetics. So something I really regret in my last video where I did this was not including someone who debates. As much as I may not want to debate, I can appreciate a good debate and a good debater. And a lot of people that I've talked about have done debates before, but don't do it all the time. Whereas with Anglican aesthetics, if you look at his channel, he has a lot of debates or conversations, but it is something he's good at. And I like that. I like how he has a lot of longer form content as well. It's really good for just turning on and playing in the background, especially more recently. And he also does focus on a lot of specifically Anglican apologetics, which I also think is great. So for number 5, we're going to go with That Reformer. So That Reformer is a Lutheran and tends to have a lot more YouTube shorts, I think, than longer form videos. But, I like his longer form videos when he makes them. The ones that I have seen. I think they're really good. And I really don't have too much else to say. I know that he's done a lot of specifically anti-Catholic apologetics. From my viewing, at least that's what from him tends to come up on my For You page, on Reels or YouTube Shorts. But I think he's great. Very educated guy, very smart guy. A lot of these people are very smart, but and a lot of these people have blogs too. I really don't like that I forgot to mention this in the last one, especially when I was talking about gospel simplicity, because I like Austin's blog a lot. And yeah, quite a few of these people have blogs or Substacks as well, and I would highly recommend those alongside just the strict YouTube videos. So our last guy here is going to be Brian Wolfmueller, and I haven't really seen much of him, to be honest. However, from what I have seen of him, I think he's great. He does a lot of Q&As to answer certain questions, which I really like. It kind of reminds me of John Piper's little Q&A series that he does. And sorry, I'm talking too fast. I'm running out of breath on these videos. There, on this video. Yeah, but he does a lot of Q&A, which it reminds me of John Piper and his little Q&A series. I also like his discussions with other people. That's more than just a question and answer session. Like as I kind of scroll through here on his videos tab, this wasn't here when I wrote the video, but he has a recent video on the Anglican versus Lutheran view on communion, and a lot of those Q&A videos are short too, so you can just kind of, where I was just saying, Anglican aesthetics is great because you have something long to put on. You can have a usually 40 to sometimes up to 2 hour video if you're just trying to get something done or something like that. I like him for the opposite reason. I like Brian for the opposite reasons, because sometimes I like just being able to put something on for 10 minutes real quick. Yeah. So those have been the 6 more Protestant YouTubers that you should watch. Some of them I had a little bit more to say than others. I kind of got jumbled up in my script here again. I need to really get better about writing these. But, if you liked today's video, give it a like. Leave me a comment talking about what you like, and, recommend some other YouTubers down in the comments below. I'm always looking for new people to watch. I promise, since both times I've done one of these, I've included a I think last time Gavin was evangelical, and I think this time, again, I'm not sure if the Lord's Giant is evangelical, but I would be willing to bet. So next time we do one of these, we'll include Trent Horn, just to make sure I'm being fair to everyone. And then maybe when I get to the 4th round of these, we'll include an Orthodox. But that has been all for today. Sorry. Like the video, subscribe, again, comment some other Christian YouTubers, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. God bless you and all of your families. Have a wonderful rest of your day.